Hey, it's Scott Barratt, and welcome to another episode of The Burning Truth Live. This week's NXT episode review, and this week gave us loads to chew on from the triple threat number one contenders match, Tony D'Angelo's North American Championship celebration. Stick around as I break it all down. Well, here we are, and we're ready. We'll start off by talking about the Halloween Havoc Wheel, right? So we've got the Halloween Havoc Wheel that's returned. It's spooky season. It's Halloween time. The wheel is back. I really like this gimmick, right? It reminds me of they did one on Raw with Eric Bischoff a long time ago. I can't remember what they called it off the top of my head. There's something to do with Vegas, right? It was let's spin the wheel, make a deal, something like that. But spin the wheel and let fate decide your match. You never know if you're about to get a regular bout, if you're going to get a blindfold match, something completely crazy, buried alive. It's basically NXT's version of Trick or Treat, and it's all tricks. So I'm here for it. I am here for it. Spin the wheel, make a deal. What did we have this week? We had absolutely loads. We had Stephanie Vaquer versus Ren Sinclair. If I'm saying that wrong, please let me know in the comments below. And Stephanie Vaquer made her NXT debut or match debut against Ren Sinclair. Let me tell you, it was impressive. First time I've ever actually seen her wrestle. Didn't miss a beat. Looked like she belonged there already. It felt like the start of something really big for her and the future for NXT. So keep your eyes on Vaquer, folks. Sinclair put up a good fight, but obviously it was Vaquer's night. Oh, that rhymed. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. But yeah, it was all about showcasing Stephanie Vaquer, and I think we absolutely did that. So yeah, really happy with that showing. I thought it was really smart. Then we had Tony D'Angelo and his North American Championship celebration. Now, you got to love a good underdog story, and Tony's worked his way to that North American Championship. He's used a few creative methods to get there, as far as we know, but hey, a win's a win. And he was soaking in the moments, enjoying the crowd. Bam! Oba Femi interrupts. Clearly not done with Tony D'Angelo after the recent battle, after Oba Femi lost the North American Championship, the longest reigning North American champion in history, Oba Femi. He didn't let him have his big moment without reminding everyone that he's still a force to be reckoned with. And Oba Femi gets his rematch at Halloween Havoc. So he spun the wheel, and that came up with tables, ladders, and scares. How about that? Tables, ladders, and scares. So absolutely loving the idea of those having a rematch. The match last week, really good. Really enjoyed it. If you didn't see it, go back because it was fantastic. We then got Nikkita Lyons and Lola Vice. So Nikkita Lyons returned to the ring and faced off against Lola Vice. The real story here, though, even though it was a return for Nikkita Lyons, was Jada Parker. So Parker jumped into the match, attacking Lola and helping Nikkita get the win. So we saw these two have some issues the last few weeks, and we got Jada Parker's full-on turn, interrupting and attacking Lola. It adds fuel to the fire between that rivalry, and honestly, it's clear that the drama isn't over yet, and I'm here for it. If we just talk about Nikkita Lyons, though, for a second, she looked great, power, undeniable. I really like that style of women's wrestling, that really powerful style. So, don't know what that says about me. Maybe you could leave me a note in the comments below. But yeah, really good start. Really good start to NXT this week. And I think, when I think about NXT and I think about the last 3 weeks, I haven't watched it before the last 3 weeks. Talk about this a lot, actually. I haven't watched NXT regularly since Keith Lee was the champion, so I've missed a big portion of NXT. But I'm really glad to be back, and I'm really glad that I'm involving myself again, because I think it's been fantastic telly for 3 weeks. And if I'm honest, this was the first week where we didn't see, Raw or SmackDown stars, and I think the show was better for it. So it's been lovely seeing Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Randy Orton, CM Punk over the last few weeks. But I think this week, just seeing the stars now, I'm starting to bed in and understand who some of the characters are. Yeah, it was really good. So seeing the story between Lola Vice and Jada Parker, Tony D'Angelo and Oba Femi, everything they're doing is in the right direction. We then got a match between Brooks Jensen and Miles Bourne. It was probably the sleeper hit of the night. I'm not familiar with either of these guys or the lady that came out. I'll talk about her in a minute. I am familiar with Sean Spears, even if briefly. I much preferred him as Ty Dillinger. He is a perfect 10. I much prefer the Ty Dillinger gimmick, but I can live with Sean Spears. Also, always reminds me that he's Stan. If you ever watched that episode of might have been Raw a long time ago, where Shawn Michaels asks his name and he says it's Stan, and then Shawn Michaels kicks him in the face. It's a DX angle backstage with Triple H and Shawn, but it's really funny. You made me kick Stan. But yeah, Sean Spears at ringside, Brooks Jensen and Miles Bourne. So I'm not familiar with either of them, but Jensen's confidence, you could see it growing throughout the match, and I really liked that. And he picked up the win. Could have been a sign of bigger things to come for him. Bourne gave it his all, but last night, the match belonged to Brooks, which was good. Spears, he did some good work at ringside, and I'm not sure what the lady with the rose petals was up to, but she's up to something, and we'll get more of that story, I imagine, as the weeks go on. I hope they don't drop it because I'm intrigued. I didn't catch a name. I should have Googled it before we started, but yeah. So there was a lady who came out with some rose petals, dropped them on the ring, and sort of distracted Miles Bourne. But like I say, I'm not really sure who, or why, or what. Segment 5, we had a gentleman's duel from Lexis King versus Ora Mensa. And honestly, I don't know who came up with the idea of this match. These two managed to make it entertaining, not going to lie. Lexis King walked out the winner. I'm still not over how bizarre the concept was. Gentleman's duel, off expected somebody to pull out a monocle, and challenge the other one to a chess match. I'm not really sure what the purpose was other than to do something different. If it can be less than, more than, different than, I suppose this was different than, but not. I wasn't overly impressed, if I'm honest, with the concept. Match was okay, but yeah, not overly impressed with the concept. We then got Riley Osborne and Ridge Holland. This is after Ridge Holland turned heel on the team, the Chase U team, over the last few weeks, or a few weeks ago now, rather. It was all about power. Osborne gave a solid effort, but Ridge Holland, he's built like a brick wall. And Holland's intensity just overwhelmed him in the end. We did have a return of Chase at the end of the match, who then ran Ridge Holland off. But I mean, Ridge Holland's an absolute beast. So I don't think this story's over, but the match was good, and we've just got more to come with this. I think Ridge Holland, is he my favourite wrestler in the world? No. Do I appreciate how powerful he is? Oh, 1,000% I do. 1,000%. And then the main event, we had a triple threat match, and this is the one, really. If you're going to go back and watch something from NXT this week, this is the one. Triple threat, number one contenders match. Ethan Page versus Wesley versus Javon Evans. Absolute banger. And I always say that, but this was a banger. We've got to talk about Ethan Page, though. He came out looking sharp at the end. He is the new number one contender. But let's not forget Javon Evans. I've been hyping him up last week since his match with Randy Orton, and he showed again why he's a future star, right? I like Wesley, don't get me wrong, but Javon Evans, man, this guy is, he's got star written all over him, I think. If he can just put a bit of timber on, I think we're looking at an absolute star. But now we've got Ethan Page. He's set to challenge Trick Williams for the NXT Championship at Halloween Havoc. They spun the wheel, they made the deal, and it's Devil's Playground match. And I'm calling it now, it's going to be a war. Not even sure what a Devil's Playground match is, right? But we're going to find out together, yeah? So, not even sure what a Devil's Playground match is. I'm sure it'll be good. So we got Trick Williams coming out. Whoop that trick. Came out at the end for them to spin the wheel for that Devil's Playground match. And then Ethan Page smashed him across the head with what looked like a stage light, and posed a little bit with the championship at the top of the ramp. Or it's not a ramp anymore, is it? But, by the entrance stage. So Ethan Page walks out with the win. Javon Evans was the real MVP. Talked about that a few times. And I don't think it'll be long till Wesley or Javon Evans get their own title shots, because they're definitely heading that way. But this time, for Halloween Havoc, we get Ethan Page versus Trick Williams, which I think will be, another quality match. I'm just checking now the date for Halloween Havoc this year. Apologies. This year we got it on October 27th, so we need to wait another week and a half. We're talking a week on Sunday for Halloween Havoc, so I'll see if I can get a live reaction video up to that one as well on the Monday morning following the Sunday night PLE, and I think that will be, an absolute banger. We've already got 2 huge championship matches. I'm sure we'll get the tag team championships being defended as well. Obviously, last week we talked about the tag team champions. We've got I forget the names now. The tag team champions. Internet's great, isn't it? The world at your fingertips. Nathan Fraser and Fraxium, as we called him last week. Fraxium, the tag team champions. I'm sure we'll get a match for that as well, and I'm sure we'll get a women's championship match also. Maybe that 4-way, or maybe even a tag team match with those 4 competitors, with Stephanie Vaquer, Roxanne Perez, the returning Cora Jade, and somebody else from last week. Oh, that's going to stick with me. But yeah, maybe we'll get that as well. So we should get some really good matches for Halloween Havoc. And that is your update for this week on all things NXT. Now, I understand that I am not the most knowledgeable on NXT, but that's the point of this video, right? I'm reviewing it as a lapsed fan returning to the product after, a few years away. We're talking maybe 4 or 5 years since I've watched NXT regularly, maybe longer. So that's what it's all about. And I think if you're enjoying it, please let me know. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. You'll get all the podcasts that myself and my partner, Matt Burns, do every single week, talking about WWE and AEW with some really funny segments. This week, we had Matt Burns challenge me to my top 3 Royal Rumble wins, and I bet you none of your top 3 are in my top 3. And I also challenged Matt Burns to rebook Sting's AEW retirement, which he dropped some absolute bombs in there. So whether he was right or wrong, I suppose, is up to you. But you can catch all those podcasts wherever you get your podcasts at The Burning Truth live, or you can get them on this YouTube channel if you like, share, and subscribe. And that's a wrap for this week's episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've had as much fun listening as I've had recording. If you want to keep the conversation going, you can find us on Twitter at TBT Live UK, Instagram at The Burning Truth, and on Facebook at The Burning Truth. You can also listen to all of our episodes and these NXT live reactions on YouTube at The Burning Truth 251. But you know that because you're here. Yeah? Got any questions or ideas? Email us info@theburningtruthuk.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave us a review. It really helps spread the word, and it really helps the algorithm, and that's what we want. We want to keep delivering you videos like this each and every week, and hopefully, improve the quality as time goes on. So, the more of you that like, share, and subscribe, the better videos you'll get. Please also check out our website, theburningtruthuk.com, for more updates, blogs, and all of our content. Until next time, as Matt Burns would say, stay positive, keep enjoying the wrestling, and we'll catch you on the next episode of The Burning Truth Live. Whoop that trick. Try, guys.